We will also be heading to Naivasha. Also, Kenya Kwanza is also holding its own separate retreat, and we'll be giving you that in a few. We do have a team on standby in Naivasha, Nakuru County. John Jacob Kioria, good afternoon. Can you hear me? What is the latest from Naivasha?
Thank you very much. Back at Broadcasting House, indeed, live from Naivasha, Nakuru County. This is the venue of the Kenya Kwanza meeting, a retreat, obviously, that will be led by the party leader of the Kenya Kwanza Alliance and President William Ruto, and all the members of Parliament from the Senate as well as National Assembly are gathering here. The agenda, obviously, being to discuss House leadership and other in-house matters. And definitely, we'll just get a sneak view into it. And I have the Member of Parliament for Kipipiri, Honorable Wanjiko here to just give us a look into the process today. Habari yako mheshimiwa?
Asante sana, nashukuru. Leo ni tuseme siku nzuri because we are here as UDA members and affiliate, that is Kenya Kwanza, expecting our party leader, the brand new president, Honorable Ruto, and his team, fundamentally to plan on parliamentary programs, committees, na tunaona hii ni kitu ya maana sana kwa sababu I've been in Jubilee and time and again you have been called to State House and you are told so and so will be in this committee, so and so will be in this committee. So what our party leader have said, he wants us to come here, agree your interest, and if it is voting, he has even committed that he also be voting, and then we be in the right committee of our own choices. Also, we expect maybe to discuss on the current situation in the country. You know, the high standard of living. Many Kenyans whom I want to encourage are wondering how UDA government has been formed and the fuel are already skyrocketing because of this issue of subsidy, which most Kenyans are not aware of. First, this subsidy was denying competition in the market because it was going to few companies. Again, we were informed of the huge budget, which is almost the same as our budget for development of this country, and it is also a short-term or rather a temporary approach to the fuel crisis. I want to encourage Kenyans to be patient. It's a matter of time. We know fuel crisis is a global crisis, which is mainly controlled by global politics of Europe, of West, and we know this can be locally solved by our own self, making our economy better, probably lowering the dollar to possibly less than 100, because if our forex rates are reasonable, then we can be able to have better prices for fuel. But ideally, the issues of flag and all that, I know many Kenyans are looking forward, but I tell them to be patient. The issue of Mombasa Port, we are here right in Naivasha. I want to encourage Naivasha people that all is not lost. Ideally, it will be a win-win situation because the president has committed on an industrial park here in Naivasha. So if jobs were created through the dry port here in Naivasha, the same jobs will not be lost because we shall have an industrial park here. And also we know in devolution, we have been expecting counties to be self-reliant. So by bringing the port here in Naivasha is already diluting the expected revenue for Mombasa County. So for us to have win-win situation in the whole country, I think the new president is doing the right thing. So ideally we are here to plan for parliament, committees and such related issues.
Let me take you back to the question of House leadership, because in terms of who is majority, and I think the register of political parties probably says that it is Azimio that are majority. I don't know how you're going to approach it as Kenya Kwanza, seeing the fact that you are the ones who have formed government, but then in a situation where in parliament you don't have majority.
You know, this issue of mathematics have really become a tall order in this country, and I want to hope that the register of political party will not fall the trap, because ideally even if you look around, you can see who are the majority. Even you don't need to count. If we start there as Mio and Kenya Kwanza, you can see who are the majority. But this was also proved by the voting of the speaker, because if they were the majority, then the speaker would have been elected from Azimio. If they were the majority, the speaker of the Senate. So I think this is an issue that will be put to closure by the speaker when we get to the House. and we shall only be able to do this when we have the majority leader, minority leader, who of course will come from the minority team.
I'm sure these are intense negotiations. I don't know what committee you want to occupy yourself.
Myself, I'm looking forward as a Nyandarwan, because as members of Nyandarua from UDA, we have agreed that one member must be in budget committee, another one in water, another one in electricity, another one in roads, mainly because we have 2 members who are coming from Jubilee, so they are on that other side. But the 4 of us, at least, we have distributed ourselves in those 4 committees. Whichever I fall in, I'm okay, because in Nyandarua we don't have water. In Nyandarua roads are pathetic. In Nyandarua electricity connectivity is almost zero. So I'm looking forward to any of those departmental committee.
All right. Thank you very much. Honorable Njikumo here, the Member of Parliament for Kipipiri, Nyandarua County. And obviously, as you can see, the preparations are in top gear to receive the President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, when he makes his way to the Sawela Hotel in Naivasha. The discussion centering around positions, and particularly the leadership of the House. And you remember there's a legal issue that is pending as regards the leadership of the House in terms of the advice from the Registrar of Political Parties, bearing in mind that there are about 5 parties that were under Azimio that already joined Kenya Kwanza. The question obviously is a legal one on how this one will be sorted out by the Speaker as well as the leadership of the House. But that's just it. We continue to await the arrival of President William Ruto, and once he is here, obviously we'll be giving you a sneak preview into it. Let me just grab Honorable Kamket for a minute. He's the Member of Parliament for Tiati, and of course elected on a KANU ticket, but now joining Kenya Kwanza. How are you, sir?
Very well, how are you?
Absolutely. Good to see you here. Probably can tell us the crux of the negotiations happening here today.
Well, nothing more than placement of members in committees, really, because Parliament operates through a committee system. So it's important that we meet here, and there's a lot of balancing that we have to do in terms of parties. Kenya Kwanza is a big coalition. Some of us who are coming in from KANU, those who were there before, and that kind of stuff. So it's a lot of balancing. I need to do county. So that's why we're here. Yeah.
Your party KANU is still regarded as part of Azimio. I don't know how you're going to walk through the legal question in Parliament.
That question will be determined by the Speaker. Okay. I am sure he's cracking his mind. For me, my mind was a very simple decision. I was not the Azimio candidate in Tiati. Azimio did their zoning, and they had another candidate in Kenya Union Party, and I defeated that candidate. So I was neither in Azimio nor in Kenya Kwanza. I was in KANU, and I'm in KANU. All right. But now I'm KANU, Kenya Kwanza. Okay. Yeah, it's very simple.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Member of Parliament for Tiati, William Kamket, of course, speaking to us as regards the negotiations here. Clearly, it will boil down to the Speaker of the National Assembly determining who really is the majority in the National Assembly in terms of taking up the leadership. You're talking about the majority leader, the majority whip, their deputies and chairpersons of a committee. But you remember there are 2 committees that are reserved for the opposition, and that is the Public Investment Committee and the Public Accounts Committee. And we'll be here to obviously see how these negotiations end once President William Ruto has made his way here. Back to you, Broadcasting House.
Thank you, John Jacob Kioria, who is in Naivasha, Nakuru County. Some of the issues mentioned there that Kenya Kwanza will be addressing, even though the agenda is House leadership, are just the same across the different counties, as Mheshimiwa has put it: water problems, issues of infrastructure and roads, electricity, and so on and so forth. So we will be giving you more updates as the day unfolds.